on continuing to get those cases down. And we can do it by people getting vaccinated, and also in the situation where boosters are appropriate to get people boosted.
Okay, so that was fascist Fauci basically saying it was kind of iffy whether or not we should gather for Christmas. And then he kind of backtracked a little bit. I want you to hear that just so you're reminded. So this is audio clip number 2, Fauci backtracking a little bit.
You know, I also said something over the weekend that was taken completely out of context. I was asked, what could we predict for this winter, for like December and Christmas?
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I mean, I say you hold off on that. I said, we don't know, because we've seen slopes that went down and then came back up. The best way to assure that we'll be in good shape as we get into the winter would be to get more and more people vaccinated. That was misinterpreted as my saying we can't spend Christmas with our families, which was absolutely not the case. I will be spending Christmas with my family. I encourage people, particularly the vaccinated people who are protected, to have a good, normal Christmas with your family. But just the way all of the other disinformation goes around, you say something talking about a landmark of a time, and it gets misinterpreted that I'm saying you can't spend family Christmas time, which is nonsense. You can't.
Okay, so I honestly, listen, I guess I'm just changing. My heart is evolving as I go, because I couldn't stand hearing this guy's voice. I still can't really stand hearing his voice, but I'm able to tolerate it more now. And I'll tell you why. Because I think the more that Fauci is on television, the more that Fauci is on these news channels, the more that his voice and his opinion comes out, I think the better chance we have of winning the House and even the Senate next year. I think people are so sick and tired of this guy. And he's a constant reminder. He's that constant physical reminder that these people have screwed us. These people have taken this vaccine. They've used it against us. They've used it to strip away our powers and to embolden their own powers. So every time I see Fauci now, I'm like, this is why we have to fight. I want to play one more audio clip for you. This is Pfizer scientists caught by James O'Keefe of Project Veritas. Yes, he does it again. Let's play this audio clip number 1, and then I'll get into these studies.
When somebody is naturally immune, like they got COVID, they probably have better, like not better, but more antibodies against the virus. Because what the vaccine is, like I said, that protein that's just on the outside. So it's just one antibody against one specific part of the virus. When you actually get the virus, you're going to start producing antibodies against like multiple pieces of virus. And not only just like that outside portion, like the inside portion, the actual virus. So your antibodies are probably better at that point than the vaccination.
So these are the Pfizer scientists admitting to investigators of Project Veritas what we knew through common sense and history. Natural immunity works. Natural immunity is better. This from Just the News. Most people who have been infected with SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, will carry antibodies for at least 1 year, according to a recent peer-reviewed study. So there were 1,292 patients that were studied for 8 months after the infection. They were studied at the Finnish Institute for Health and Welfare. And again, this happened on September 24th, 1,292 patients. Here's what they found. Their findings included 96% of their subjects or patients that were still carrying neutralizing antibodies, and 66% with the nucleoprotein IgG antibody literally 8 months later. Natural immunity works. It's good. It's effective. We'll be back on the other side with your calls and to finish up this topic.